Hey everyone, welcome back to Colourful Indian. It's really good to see you here. My name is Ranita. I like to do makeup tutorials, reviews, swatches, lifestyle and mental health videos. I do a ton of stuff here, and if you are interested in knowing about the Terra Moons Fall Equinox collection, which consists of 14 beautiful multichromes, you need to check out this video because I am going to be doing hand swatches along with eye swatches. So you're going to be seeing all of these shades and what they look like on my skin. So I'm not going to be using a colored base. I'm using a clear base to show you exactly what you're getting on your eyes. So we're going to be getting into the product swatches. I'm just going to show you a few shots of the products. I'm going to be going shade by shade, and then we're going to have swatches along with that, and I'm also going to be giving you my feedback. So if there's a particular shade that you are interested in, I would suggest going and checking out the chapters below so that you can just skip to, whichever shade you're interested in looking at. And at the end of the video, if you feel like this is helpful and it's, been beneficial to you, then I'd love if you could subscribe, because I do have more videos on this collection coming out. This video does not have any makeup tutorials. It is only to test out these shades and let you know my thoughts on the formula and the shades and everything else about this collection. So without further ado, let's get right into this. These are the 14 shades that I've received from Terra Moons Cosmetics. They are absolutely gorgeous, and when you look at them in the sunlight, you can see clear shifts of color over here. These shadows would be best applied if you're using a flatter brush. Obviously in this video, I'm not going to be showing you tutorials. I'm just going to be doing swatches with you on my arms. You're going to see them on my eyes as well. But over here, I just wanted to let you know, if you're working with these shades, try to use a flat brush and always use a base, because that's going to guarantee the intense color payoff, as well as, the longevity of the shade lasting on your eye. So that moves us to these swatches. I've done the swatches in yellow as well as in white lighting, so you can actually see over here what those colors look like and just how beautiful they are. You can see that, all of these shades are just shifting so much. I was just using a light and moving it back and forth, and you could see, everything happening with these shades. I separated them into the warm tones and the cool tones. So these are the cooler tones over here. You can see, just all those gorgeous blues, purples. You're going to see a lot more once I actually put this onto my lids. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you, all the shifts that I possibly could with these swatches before we move into the actual eye swatches. And just bear in mind that I'm going in the exact same order for my eyes too. This is the first shade, Spiral Galaxy, and as you can see, it's got really, really strong shifts. I'm absolutely blown away by this shade, and I do have a light on that side over there. So yeah, if I hold this like this, you can actually see that green on both lids. Spiral Galaxy seems to be going from a pink to a gold to like a light green, and then all of a sudden there's like this super vibrant green that also shows up. The shade is just blowing my mind. It's absolutely gorgeous. This is the next shade. This is Superluminous. Superluminous is really, really fascinating. So this is, of course, without any kind of colored base. It's a clear base, but it's very, very interesting because when I'm moving my eyes, I'm seeing all kinds of colors coming through here. I even see a bit of blue coming through here. It's just the most fascinating shifts, and it's just impossible to actually capture every single one of them, because this is one of the best ways to capture some shifts. This is Astral Projection. Astral Projection has a really gorgeous mustard kind of yellow going into this beautiful kind of peachy orange, and then when you actually add in another angle, you get this amazing green. Just look at that. It's honestly, the shade is incredible. The shifts that you can see from the shade are absolutely incredible as well. I just see so many colors, there's a gold, there's greens. It's just beyond I don't know, it's just fantastic, and I feel like Terra Moons has outdone themselves with this collection. How beautiful the shifts are. It has a very deep kind of, it has a warm brown base, and then when you're actually looking at the color, it's kind of going from like this beautiful orangey rust color to just greens, golds. You will feel like a beautiful autumn leaf with this color. It's just absolutely stunning and gorgeous. I really love this shade. Alien Code also has a very sparkly finish, which is very, very unique. This is a really beautiful shade and something that I don't have in my collection, so I'm actually really thankful that I was able to get something like this. This is Jupiter's Embrace, and you can see the colors right now that are coming through over here. It's absolutely incredible. So, you can see orange, you can see yellows, you can see greens. this is like a more intense version of, I think, Astral Projection, which also has kind of like a peachy orange and a gold when you initially wear it. This particular formula is drier, but it's not super wet, it's not super dry either. It's actually so easy to get the colors onto your skin. All I'm wearing right now is a base, like a non-colored base, and you can see what the eye is looking like. How incredible is this? Ruby Satellite is an absolutely stunning color, so the first thing that you can see is really just the fact that it's got this gorgeous rust kind of color going to golds, going to pinks, reds, all kinds of autumn shades. It's just absolutely stunning. So this is Ruby Satellite on my eyes. You can see that instantly it's got a black base, and the shade is very, very sparkly. The finish is so sparkly. You can definitely see a bit of orange coming through here and pink, and when I bring this in over here, you can see all kinds of shifts happening. This is absolutely magical. You can also see a bit of green. So I actually think that if we were to use Ruby Satellite with a black base, we would get an amazing result, because you can see how deep this is and yet there's so much pigment there. So imagine using it with a black base, it would be absolutely incredible. I'm probably going to do that for one of the creative looks that I do, but for now let's just continue testing out the shades. This is the shade Hourglass Nebula. Like, to me this is really just more of a topper shade. As you can see, it's got this very translucent thing going on, and yet when I turn my head you can see a bit of like this red kind of shade coming through, reddish brown. So I'm just gonna bring the mirror here and you can see for yourself, you know, if there are any shifts. But this to me is kind of like a rainbow shade. It's really, really pretty, and you know, you kind of get a spectrum of colors just applying this one eyeshadow onto your eye. At least that's what I can see from this particular shade, and it's got a very sparkly finish as well. The formula for this is wet, so you would actually get more pigment on your eye if you were just using your finger to glide it across. So I kind of did that for this side over here, and this side over here I kind of just went in with a brush and a finger. So you can see that there's definitely more pigment here than over here, but it's a very glossy kind of shade, and it's just so fascinating. I love the finish as well. So I think that this would be beautiful even as a highlighter if you really wanted to be very bold. But yeah, this is the shift. So we're now at Hypernova. Hypernova has kind of like a gunmetal silver that shows up without any reflection, but if you look at it with other forms of light, then this absolutely vibrant green shows up as well, and it is so beautiful. This color is really, really unique. It really is. You can see just how vibrant that green is. I'll just come a bit closer, you should be able to see that too. I think that if we actually used a black base with this, it would really look amazing. Now the formula of this was very smooth. I was able to pick it up easily with my fingers and just apply it onto the lid, and I used, again, just a clear base. So if you're using a black base, you're probably going to get a much more intense color payoff with this shade, but it's really, really beautiful. And this is what it looks like without, you know, light hitting it from different angles. But again, if there's, you know, let's just say a light on like somewhere this side, like how the mirror is, you're gonna end up getting a really, really beautiful pop of green. So this is Stella Siren. You can see that this has a very purple, pastel purple base, and when you actually go in with the mirror, you can see all kinds of pastel shades coming through, really, really pretty. You've got pastel orange, so it kind of looks like a creamy kind of, like an orange cream shade, and then you've got, you know, kind of like a really lovely pink there and a teal. I can also see gold or green coming through, so there are just so many shifts with this particular color, and it's honestly one of my favorites. I absolutely love this shade. It is beautiful. I even have a dress in this exact shade, so yeah, this is really gorgeous color. So this is Moonlit Mystique. You can see that it kind of looks like this dull kind of like yellow going into pink, and then there's a little bit of blue as well. So when I pick up the mirror, you're gonna see even more shifts over here, and it's really beautiful. So to me, this is just like a collection of pastel shades, you know, all together, and it honestly works. It works so well, and it looks so beautiful. So you can definitely see all these different colors just coming through here, along with like this pretty teal, and the finish is quite smooth. It's like a normal kind of shimmer. It's not a glittery finish, but it's just so, so pretty. Winter Star is everything that you would expect the shade Winter Star to be. So you can see that it's going from a very beautiful teal color to like blue, and then there's even purple. So these are a lot of different pastel shades which are perfect for winter. So I really, really love the shade. I think it's going to be wonderful, not just for fall, but for Christmas as well. And if I hold up the mirror and I show you this, you can see that we have all kinds of pastel shades here, blues, greens, and purples. And it really, really is a gorgeous shade. I'm kind of obsessed with this one. I think it's really beautiful, and I definitely don't have anything like this in my collection. It has a very shiny, glittery finish. This is Midnight Starlight, and you can see that, it kind of is a dull blue, but then when I move this, you can actually see the shifts in the color. There's pink, there's green, and if I come really close, you can also see a little bit of like these red flakes, red and orange flakes right in the shade, and I even have seen a bit of like a silvery blue showing up on my eyes, and I think you can kind of see that. That's, I think, the main color of the shade, because the base looks like a very, very silvery blue. So if I just grab my light over here, you should be able to see a few more shades showing up. This is a very sparkly shade, but it's also kind of in between a shimmer and a very glittery kind of finish. So I kind of think this is very, very beautiful, and in some ways it kind of reminds me of the Cinderella blue, but like when I turn my eyes, I'm seeing a bit of green and then a bit of that orange coming through, pink, purple, blue. So many colors are coming through with just one shade here, so this is really beautiful. This is Otherworldly, and Otherworldly is probably one of the more bold shades from the collection. It's very vibrant, and it definitely has beautiful shifts of color. So when you're actually looking at it like this, you can see pinks, you can see blues, you can see purples. I can actually see so many colors without actually, adding in like lights from different angles. And when I bring my mirror up here, you can actually see, the full scope of those shades. There's the most beautiful, teal, there's golds, there's just all kinds of shades just coming through. I'm seeing other types of greens as well from this shade. So yeah, this really is a beautiful color. So this is probably one of my favorite shades from the collection, probably because the shift in color is so strong. It's got a very kind of shimmery, sparkly finish. And it definitely looks incredible. Honestly, this reminds me of a Paddle Pop ice cream. Like if I had to choose just one color of Paddle Pop, this may be it. But yeah, I may look at some other shades as well, because I know that Paddle Pop is a more pastel kind of color, but I just see all the colors here so well, like the purples, the blues, the greens, the golds, everything is, a shade that I can currently see right now. And yeah, it's a very, very good multi-chrome. So this is honestly one of my top favorites from this collection. This is Orion's Odyssey, so this is the 14th shade. We've managed to, just go through all of those 14 shades, and I've been giving you, all of my thoughts on the formula. So Orion's Odyssey is kind of a drier shade. It's definitely not like a creamy one, because I could see that some of them were moving in the pans when I was using them, and I would have told you that these are wetter formulas. This one is just kind of not really dry, not really wet, but it's easy to get the pigment onto your eyes. It's very sparkly. It definitely has like a deep blue base, as you can probably see. So my eyes just really, like, I honestly really love this shade. I think it's gorgeous. And if I just bring that in over here, you're going to be able to see that it's kind of shifting from a light blue to a deeper blue. That's the main shift over here from this shade, but it is a really, really gorgeous blue, and I really, really do like it. And I do like that sparkly kind of finish as well, because I feel like this would be so nice for just a night out. So that brings us to the end of, all the swatches and everything. So I'm just going to give you my final thoughts. Thank you so much for joining me as we went through all of these 14 shades. I definitely had a really fun time testing all of these out. Some of these formulas are just gorgeous. It goes from like really deep shades to really light ones. It's just a combination of so many beautiful colors. The shifts are just crazy insane. Honestly, I love this collection. I think Terra Moons has totally outdone themselves. These are the details on their website if you want to go and pick up the shades. This is the cost for the entire collection, and there should be more prices coming, showing each shade, because I don't know if everybody's going to be picking up the full collection, but if you do, then you're going to be getting a lot of gorgeous shades. So I hope that the video was helpful. Again, if you liked it and you felt like this was giving you some information that you needed, hit the subscribe button and turn your notification bell on, because then you're going to know when my next video comes out. I will be doing Terra Moon Fall Equinox creative looks, so those will be the tutorials from this collection. Stay tuned for that, and you know, I will be with you guys soon for another video, and until then I hope that you just have a wonderful weekend and happy shopping. Lots of love to you. Bye.